Hey guys, welcome back to Brian's American Made. Today I want to show you how I fix an old whip and put a new cracker on it. I've got this old whip from a friend. The end of it's all broken and frayed. It needs a new cracker so it can pop again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some hay twine and I'm actually going to make a 3-stage cracker for this one, which is I haven't done for my other whip. I'm going to take a large piece of twine. I actually got that. They were throwing it away from the hay bales at Lowe's. And then I've got a medium-sized piece of twine, and I've got a small standard bale-sized twine. So I've got 3 sizes, and I'm going to turn them into a cracker for this whip. So keep watching. I'm going to start by taking the thickest piece. I'm going to fold it in half and just find that center line. It doesn't have to be perfect. Take it, put it on this clamp I already have set up here, just so I have something to anchor to. And if you're familiar with this, I'm going to go ahead and do a Flemish twist on this. And if you haven't seen a Flemish twist, what you'll do is you'll take the top piece and you'll go to the right and you'll twist it to the inside, over to the right, and then you'll take the next one, you'll come over the top of that and you'll twist it in the same direction to the inside. You take the one on the top, twist to the inside, and you keep doing that. Twist, 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 and you keep going down till it's the length you want it. I'm probably going to go about a foot or so. Once I get to the end of the length I want it, I'm going to go ahead and just hold it in place with a piece of tape. Take the end of your earlier pieces, cut it off just a little bit in front of the tape, and go ahead and melt that edge down just so it sticks together and makes a bit of a knot near the end. I'm going to do that same Flemish twist on both the other 2 pieces of twine. On the smallest piece of hay twine, I'm going to go a little bit longer, more like 18 inches or so. And then instead of putting tape on the end of this, I'm just going to go ahead and tie a knot. What I'll also do on this smallest piece is put knots all the way up and down it, about 1.5 to 2 inches apart. And what that'll do is keep it from unraveling if I ever break the end of it off. So, and also when I get down to my end, I'm gonna cut my extra here, so I'll make that about, I'll do it right now, about 1.5 to 2 inches left on the end, because that'll help with actually cracking it, having that little fray on the end. Now that I have all my end pieces ready, I can move over to the whip part. I'll set these aside for now. And I got this clamp set up here that I've used in my lasso, but it's just, I got a block of wood here and a little shim here and the clamp holding it together, where I can put in my rope, just wedge it down, and it holds it in place while I'm working on it. So what I've got to do is I've got to make a knot to connect the crackers over this piece right here. What I like to do, since this is leather, I'll take some water and I'll get this wet. So it's for 2 reasons. It makes it a little more malleable, and then also it'll help it sure up that knot a little better when it dries out. Now that I've got it all wet, I'm going to unravel it some. I want to get a little bit to work with here. That should be good there. The next thing I'm doing is I'm going to take that first largest piece and I'm going to wrap it around and run it through this, around itself, up near the top, near that knot. just kind of pull it snug, just right near the end of where I've done my unraveling. And then I'll take my shortest piece, I'll pull that close to it, and I'm going to go around it. I'm going to go this way so you can see a little better. Go around it and come back to that piece. Try to make it good and flat too, you know, you want it to sit flat on it. And I'll take that piece and I'll go down in and through. So it'll turn sideways and it'll come down in. And I'll take the next one and I'll do the same thing with it. Swing it around and back through. I saved the longest one for last. I did that on purpose. So bring that last one around, pull it through. Now I've been keeping these kind of loose, as you can tell, as I'm putting those in. I haven't cinched them down as I go, but this last one, the last one, I want to kind of pull a little bit tighter and go ahead and cinch it. Push it up in there and kind of get slack out of it. This one needs to be a little bit tighter. So pull on that a little bit. But don't pull too tight, because this is leather. You pull too tight and you could snap a piece on a piece of old leather like this. Having a little awl is handy for this. You can kind of push through all the other pieces of leather and make a path there for it, get it worked loose. What I've discovered is pretty handy is also having a pair of little fishing pliers around. I can actually push that all the way down through my loops. This has been the easiest thing that I've found to do this with, is these little pliers. I go down there, grab my piece, and just pull it right back up through. I've used this with working with paracord, and you've probably seen it if you've watched my videos. I use this with making the shepherd's sling. This is probably my favorite cordage tool for small projects and knots like this. Once you get that last one up through all the top three, pull it snug, and then you'll start taking the rest of them, starting with the one on the bottom. You start with the next strap up, find out where the base of it is, pull it nice and snug, bring it down close to the other one, pull it snug, find that next one. You got those knots nice and close. That's what it should end up looking like. And you got this. You want to bring it and pull it down close to the knot and get it good and cinched up there. And that is the whip knot. Now that you got that tied good and snug, once that dries out, that'll get it just even a little bit tighter. You want to go ahead and cut off this extra material carefully without cutting your cracker. And that leaves your pretty whip knot right there. And the reason I'm adding some extra pieces to the cracker here is I don't want to have to keep coming back and redoing this knot. So you want kind of some pieces that are replaceable in front of it, because every time you replace this knot, you're taking away, you're going to have to cut off some of the length of the leather. So if you start to wear this, it'd be a lot easier on your whip to have the nylon replaceable than the leather. Here's the end of my first one. I'll take that and I'll loop it, just make a little loop out of it. Take the next size and I'm going to go through that loop and I'm going to grab the end of where I've made that knot. And then I wanna bring that down as close and tight as possible to the end. Just like that. And that won't come off when you're cracking the whip. It's that simple. Same thing on this one. Get my tape out of the way. Make my loop through the loop. Hook onto the other piece and then pull it tight. You want it to be as close to that little knot as possible. You don't want any slack in it. Pull it tight just like that, and that's it. That is done. You've got the whip is finished. Got the cracker hooked up to it. This piece is going to wear out the fastest, and as you cut off, use it a bunch, these pieces will start to break off the end. Or what you can do is you can cut this right there and just add another cracker on the end of that. And that one starts wearing out. You cut this a little bit and add a cracker on the end of that, long before you ever have to redo this knot right here, because you want to do this as little as possible to save the length of your whip. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Brian's American Made. Thanks for watching. Make it even bigger. It's a buffalo.